Hey, Libra friends, it's Sarah, and I'm back with your yearly overview. There's so much happening in 2023. Grab a drink, get your journal out, and let's do this. In this video, I'm going to cover health, wealth, career, romance, spirituality, and also travel for you. So this is for Libra natives. This includes sun, moon, and rising sign. And even though this video went a little bit long, I can't fit everything into it. So I'm just going to hit the highlights, but I will be recording monthly updates, so please subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, Libra, no one needs to tell you how important relationships are. Relationships move your life forward, from the relationships that you have with your parents, your childhood friends, to the people at work, to the people you date. All of it is interconnected into who you are, how you think about life, what you aspire to be. It's all a really important factor in your life. And in 2023, we're going to see relationships take center stage, but in a very different way. Libra hasn't been especially lucky in love in the past, but all of that could change this year. We see some ongoing problems and challenges finally being resolved in 2023. Your obstacles or hurdles are no longer going to be there by the end of the year, so things move so much easier for you in 2023 and 2024. We also see some positive changes with your finances too, but the big changing theme for 2023 is romance and relationships. We also have some once-in-a-lifetime astrological occurrences. We'll experience solar and lunar eclipse seasons, and we will also have, of course, our old favorite, Mercury retrograde. We have all kind of things going on in 2023 that are going to impact you in very favorable ways. But it's not all roses and happiness. There will be some challenges. As relationships play this oversized role in your life, you'll need to figure out how to make time for both love, work, and self-care. Plus, you're going to be traveling like crazy in 2023. So this is going to be a very busy, productive, and fun year for you. And it's about time, right? Well, you definitely deserve this, Libra. So I'm going to break this down, and we're going to begin with your health forecast. Oh, and I should say, this is, of course, my take on the energy and the astrology, and because of that, it may not resonate with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, no worries, just pass it on by, and I do hope you find what you're looking for. Okay, your health forecast for this year looks pretty good. You're going to have more energy and more vitality this year, and you will be able to maintain your good health with relative ease. And by that, I mean you still are going to be responsible for your health. You're going to have to put some attention on your health to make sure that you are getting enough rest, you are eating right, and you aren't overindulging in rich, spicy food or too much alcohol. But overall, it looks like it's going to be a pretty easy year health-wise. Stress will be the biggest issue for you, and you'll have to make time every week for self-care. This also means getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, and eating healthy foods. You have to nourish your body, Libra. And you'll see as the year goes on, life's pace gets faster and faster. You're going to have more responsibilities. You're going to be doing more things socially. You're going to be traveling. You're going to be doing more. So self-care will definitely become more of a priority for you. There may be a few minor health concerns that crop up from time to time this year, such as colds, sinus congestion, those types of things. You may also have pain from a sore toe or dropping something on your foot, issues with overeating rich food, or eating late at night before going to sleep could also be a problem. And you can avoid all these things with diligence and focus. So it's really going to come down to that. While your health looks very good, always see a doctor if you have any concerns. Better safe than sorry. And if you're planning on becoming pregnant in 2023, you can expect it to be a very good year for a healthy, easy pregnancy. This is a great time to start or grow your family in any way, whether that is with a pregnancy, whether that is with an adoption, or whether that is a new pet companion. This is a year full of growth. The only thing is you're going to be really busy, but you will have more energy to take on many more projects this year. But I am getting ahead of myself. Let's look at your career. If you're looking to make a career change, this is probably the year to do it, anytime before 2024. Where we are at 2024, we're probably going to stay for at least half a decade, if not a decade. So that's a really big commitment. Now, that's not carved in stone, but that's what the energy is playing out to be. If you're happy in your current career, you can expect to see some major progress, but you will still have to stay focused, as the opportunities coming your way will be fast-paced and you won't get a lot of notice. The problem with this is you're going to be dating, you're going to be traveling, you're going to be doing things, so you don't have a lot of energy left for work. So you're going to have to really work on that work-life balance this year. These aren't horrible problems to have. Oh my gosh, you were traveling too much, right? But still, they could cause health issues because, you're not eating right, you're not getting enough sleep, and it could also impact your performance at work. You could be taking off more days, leaving early, those types of things. And we're going to discuss your wealth in just a minute too. But overall, these wonderful relationships aren't a hindrance to your work life because you're happy. You're feeling better about yourself, you're feeling better about the world, so you're in a better mood. So you are more likely to bring that to work and to go that extra mile at work and to be a little bit more pleasant even at work. But like I say, you do need to do your best to stay grounded if you want to see a raise or a bonus. Practical Saturn moves into your 6th house, which is health, work, and self-improvement in early March. Expect it to highlight what's not working in your career. And this could be, of course, a wage issue, or it could be a bossy coworker, or it could be somebody being very unprofessional at work, probably a customer or a client, or it could be something as mundane as a long commute. But trust that whatever it's highlighting or bringing up needs your attention. It's time to settle this once and for all and get past this. And while that may push you out of your comfort zone and it may feel unpleasant addressing this, it's there because you need to take control of the situation. And obviously you can't control everything. You can't really control that bossy coworker or that unprofessional person, but you can set some boundaries and you can maybe even ask to not work with them as much. There's also a good chance that you're going to change up your commute. Maybe coming in an hour later or leaving early can change the amount of traffic, or at least your time on the commute. Taking responsibility for your own welfare at work and the environment that you work in will definitely benefit you now, but also for years to come. If you're self-employed in 2023, prices will continue to rise during the first half of the year dramatically, so people will spend less on gifts, lavish trips, and the non-essentials. So we're going to see a shift in those types of sectors, but overall, this will still be a good year for business of all types, but especially for essential items. It's also going to be a very good year for the tech industry, the financial sector, and anything having to do with social media. So if you work in any of those types of fields, you're going to be very busy. Freelancers and consultants will probably have a up and down year, as there'll be some months where you're in great demand and of course other months where it's kind of crickets, but that's not anything new. An artist will create from a place of love in a very heart-centered environment during 2023, and because of this, they're likely to see a major increase in their income too. So even though the art they're producing may not be considered quote-unquote essential to life, it's going to be something that people will seek out. And with that, we see that the money will come forward. And that brings us to finances. There may be a few opportunities to earn some extra income in 2023, Libra, or even receive a windfall through an inheritance or an investment. Save your newfound wealth and only invest it wisely. You'll need to be really careful not to overspend during this time of financial abundance. And as I was saying earlier about taking trips and things, I think you should take these trips, but you need to set up a budget and really stick to it because you want to save more of this money than you spend. And without a healthy budget, it can just flow right through your hand like water. If you're in a stable situation, this is a great time to talk to a financial advisor or someone who is money savvy to help you build that foundation for the future. It's also likely your family is going to ask to borrow money during this time, and if they do, make it a gift, not a loan, because chances are good they'll not be able to repay it anytime soon. The money, windfalls, inheritance, raises, bonuses, money out of the blue, plus opportunities are all coming forward for you, Libra. And some of these opportunities are career-based and some are kind of in left field. For instance, you may be, let's say, a hairdresser, and you may be busier at work, but then you may get a social media gig where someone reaches out to you like on Instagram or YouTube and wants to sponsor a video for a good amount of money. And it may push you out of your comfort zone to take this, but like I say, this could be a major influx of cash. And with that, it can change your situation. Or it could be based on all this traveling. Suddenly, you're putting your travel videos out there and you're contacted by a hotel chain or a travel agency or something like that. Something very much out of the blue with a very short time frame, but it is something that will help you move out of your comfort zone, grow, and expand your wealth. It's going to be a great year financially for you. Okay, so let's look at your love and romance, which are the big factors for the year, and is probably over 3/4 of what this video is going to be about, because this is such an active sector in your life this year. You begin the year with Saturn, the Lord of Karma, in your love sector, which is not an easy placement. It's been there for a couple of years, and you can probably testify it hasn't been an easy time. Saturn moves out on the 7th of March, and suddenly you're open to love, relationships, and even commitment. And this is a big change for you, Libra. Saturn has been busy the last few years teaching you all about love, betrayal, intimacy gone wrong, and all the things you didn't want in a relationship. So relationships have ended, fizzled out, blown up in your face. It's like I say, it's not been easy. So now that it's moving out, you're taking all of this information, all of these lessons, and looking at life, commitments, and relationships differently. And so instead of grieving endings, you're becoming excited again about dating, about going places with people, about possibly even committing. So this is a huge change. By now, too, you're in a much better place than you were in the last several years. Have a better understanding of what you want in a potential mate, what you want in a partner, what you'll accept, what you won't accept, and also your value, what you bring to the relationship. So you're not as likely to settle for someone just because they're persistent or just because they have a pretty face. You want something that's going to be fulfilling on so many different levels. This is a huge shift that's making you feel more empowered and more ready to get out there and date. This energy shift has the potential to change every aspect of your life. And then we also have a once in a lifetime change. Pluto transitions into Aquarius. So I'm going to put some information up on the screen as in a slide, but I'll just briefly go over it too. Pluto will briefly spend time in Aquarius from March the 23rd to June the 11th. And Pluto is named after the god of the underworld in Greek mythology that corresponds with the god Hades. And don't be fooled by Pluto's small size. It is a very powerful change bringer. It's known for its destructive power, actually. Pluto rules Scorpio and is exalted in Leo. It's related to our will, our intense passion, and it has a reputation for ruthlessness. It gets the job done. On the lighter side, Pluto is associated with renewal and rebirth. It represents endings and new powerful beginnings, as well as spiritual growth and rebirth. So how is this going to affect you? This is going to be like a complete reset. The area of your life that this change is associated with will possibly go through some upheaval, yes, some power struggles, but ultimately it will place you where you need to be to have the most fulfilling, sustaining relationships possible. Relax, because this is not going to be just a constant upheaval. It will also retrograde during the course of the year, but it won't begin its real journey into Aquarius, which will take 20 years until January the 21st of 2024. The last time Pluto passed through Aquarius was between 1778 and 1798, which is a very revolutionary time with lots of world changes, lots of new beginnings worldwide, and a big shakeup to the power structure. so we can look forward to it reshaping the world around us. In astrology, the influence of Pluto is linked with the cycle of beginnings and endings. So it's landing in your 5th house of pleasure and play. This house corresponds with Leo energy. So if you have Leos in your life, think about that. Think about what they're all about, and those types of lessons will be pushed to the forefront. And it's important to note, this is the first and the only time in your life this is going to happen, because Pluto takes 248 years to make one transit around the sun. So with all of these powerful alignments, there's a very good chance you're going to end up with a lifelong commitment this year. And FYI, if you're in a toxic relationship, there's also a very good chance it will implode this year. And let's be honest, it's time it ended. And once you do, you're clearing the way to meet someone who is a better match for you, someone that will support you, inspire you, and will grow with you. This is, like I say, once in a lifetime stuff. We can expect to see excitement and passion come back into your love life. You're going to be more intense with your loved ones, and you're going to throw yourself into everything that you love with a gusto. If you're passionate about a project at work, well, you're all in it now. We're also seeing you revisiting your hobbies and things that you really wanted to further investigate, whether that is going and taking some extra classes at school, or whether that is learning a new musical instrument, or getting back to that hobby. Whatever it is, you're going to feel optimistic during this shift, and you're going to feel like you can accomplish it while still working full-time, while still dating this great person, while still traveling the world. The downside to this is feeling invincible and not taking care of yourself. So definitely self-care is going to be an issue for you. But we're moving collectively into a more heart-centered space, and you'll find that personally, all the past trivial crap that bugged you is kind of fallen by the wayside. You're more accepting of people in general and of society too. Even though society is changing dramatically around us, you're more willing to roll with it now than you were even 6 months ago. So overall, this signals a huge shift to happier times for you, Libra. So what's the downside to this besides needing more self-care and toxic relationships imploding? Well, if you're holding on to an unhealthy, toxic relationship, Pluto will show you why you must move on from it. Take inventory now. Are you holding on to a romantic relationship? Are you holding on to a friendship? Are you holding on to something, maybe at work with someone? Expect it to blow up during this time. But there's something else happening. Lucky Jupiter's presence in your 7th house of significant one-to-one partnerships through May signals that the blessings will outweigh the lessons, even with those bad relationships blowing up. On April the 20th, we're going to experience a solar eclipse in Aries, and this will land in, guess where? Your romantic sector. You see a theme here? And this can give you that push to make major decisions surrounding your current partnership. Whether you're ending it or whether you're taking it to the next level, this is the push. It may shake up your personal or professional relationships too. If you haven't had trouble in the past 2 or 3 years with eclipses, you may think, well, this is really not going to affect me. Au contraire. This eclipse is the first in a new series of eclipses that will hit your career and relationship house over the next few years. So we're starting a new cycle. These are intense lessons, though, that are tied to a past series of eclipses, because everything happens in a cohesive cycle with an eclipse season. Those are tied back to 2014 and 2016. So revisit that time. Pull out the journals, pull out the diaries, and go back through that time and look at what lessons or insights you can pull from that. And it might have been a great time, and maybe it wasn't. So just really revisit that to get an idea of what is going to be the theme. As I said, Jupiter is in your relationship sector till mid-May, which will help you commit to not just relationships, but also new projects. So if you've been offered a position at work that is going to have more responsibility, but you've kind of turned it down, or maybe still considering whether or not you should do it, this will probably be the push that leaves you saying, yes, I can. So you're You're more likely to take on more responsibility, meet people in the middle, and compromise during this time. Business deals will go a lot smoother because you're going to be more in alignment with them, and things are going to flow just generally better. Now, let's add in Uranus in your intimacy sector, where it will stay all year long, changing things up for you on many levels. You're looking for a spiritual bond. All these things now become very important to you in 2023. You still like that pretty face, but you want to connect on a much deeper level. You want substance. You want somebody that is emotionally secure. You want someone who understands spirituality. You want someone who has that zest for life. But wait, there's more. In mid-May, Jupiter and Uranus will move into the sector where they'll stay till the end of the year. So you may consider marriage or a long-term commitment as you feel suddenly like all of this is possible from mid-May on. Mercury retrograde does happen in 2023, and it's going to hit you, guess where? In your intimacy sector. See, this theme is really playing out, isn't it? The first one's going to happen before Jupiter moves in. The next will be mid-April to mid-May. So this can shine light on power struggles. So you can expect arguments with a current partner or someone that you're even casually dating over boundaries, intimacy, what it means to be in a relationship, and how much access to your personal life you're really ready to give them. And this is needed to help you understand what you want and don't want in a relationship, Libra. So it can be kind of uncomfortable, but it is only a short period of time. The big surprise with this energy is that childhood issues can come up as well. So you may be overwhelmed trying to understand what sparked these memories from the past during this. But look at the major defining themes. Are they trust related? And if they are, it's time to work on those issues. You're ready to release that old pain and finally be rid of the baggage surrounding trust issues. And for you, it's not just an issue, it's something that actually happened. With that, you have to go back and look at the situation both as a child for when it happened and also see it as an adult, which is where you are now. This is a major healing that is much needed. So as I said, self-care is going to be a major theme for you, and that continues on into October as well. We have another eclipse, this time a lunar eclipse in your sign in October. It will be on the 28th, but this one will be more gentle in general for Libra natives. You will feel much more love and appreciation in your healthy relationships, and this will make the decision to walk away from anything unhealthy in your life that much easier. So this could change many parts of your life as you're freeing yourself from disharmony at work, toxic relationships at school, unhealthy family attachments. All of those things are just falling away. You're done. With that, some of the constant low-level stress that you've had for maybe a decade is going to end. So we're talking about a new lease on life, Libra. This is huge. So with all this massive focus on relationships this year, the question is, when are you going to have time for yourself? You've got more responsibility at work. You're working more. You've got an influx of money, so you're traveling more. You're busy with these new people. You're out socializing. Are you even sleeping? What's the deal, Libra? You may also find that with all these personal shifts going on in your life, that you're giving a lot of your time to your partner, your parents, your children, your co-workers. And that's fine, but you need to kind of reel that back in. At least be aware of how much you're giving so that you can in turn send some of that nurturing energy to yourself and make sure that you turn your personal attention to your own self-care, because no one else is really looking out for you right now in that area. No one is really going, hey, when was the last time you slept in? They're just asking for more and more of your time. So be aware of that. Make a point in October to do something fun just for you. And that brings us to spirituality. With everything happening, you wouldn't think that you would have much time for spiritual devotion, but you do. Because spirituality becomes a much bigger issue for you in 2023 because you are releasing some of these old worries, some of this old stress, some of this old pain, and you are once again falling in love with life. And as you are doing this, you're more open to the synchronicities going on around you. You're more likely to commit to your yoga plan. You're more likely to pick up those spiritual books and start reading and start journaling, start working with affirmations. So in general, we're going to see a big shift spiritually for you. This would also be a good year to go on a spiritual retreat, to sign up for spiritual classes and to really immerse yourself in a spiritual community. And remember, spirituality and religion are two different topics. Find the one that fits your lifestyle and makes the most sense to you. Okay, and I've been hinting at all this travel. Let's break that down. This looks like a very busy travel year for you, Libra. You'll have many opportunities to travel this year, and you should take full advantage of them. The city is calling. You're drawn to the city for some short city breaks. You may also consider taking a winter vacation where you go skiing and you go explore the mountains. You're also probably going to plan for something exotic and relaxing towards the latter part of the year, and it's likely you're going to visit a new country in 2023. And you should plan a getaway in mid-October that focuses on you. So this is a great time to pamper yourself with, a spa weekend, or perhaps attend a personal retreat, go on a yoga experience, or just do something really relaxing and fun that's all about you. So you're probably going to make this a solo trip. You're not going to take the kids. You're not going to take your new partner. You're just going to make it about you. And this is what you need. You're going to come back from this trip restored and ready to go. You'll also visit some of your favorite places this year and seek out nature and the city both for solo trips. You're going to do some wellness traveling. Yeah, it's generally just going to be a really fun and carefree time. The only downside is to watch out for pickpockets in the city and especially in that foreign country. Other than that, everything looks really good. Just make sure you're not traveling during Mercury retrograde or the shadow. And I'll have videos along the way as the year plays out talking about Mercury retrograde and also reminding you of some of these things. So if you haven't subscribed, why not consider subscribing? And if you find value with this type of video, why not consider becoming a patron? Even a one-time gift is appreciated, or joining the Serenity YouTube community here on YouTube. Both have perks. Yeah, I think overall this is going to be a really good year for you, Libra. There's going to be a lot of personal growth. You've done the hard work over the last, 5 years, but now we start seeing you reap some of those rewards that you've been promised and promised and promised. Well, this is it. This is the year. More money's coming in. You're feeling better about yourself. You're feeling better about dating. You're feeling better about maybe even making a commitment. You're feeling better about traveling. And in general, the world just is opening up for you. This is a year where you're building and deciding where you want to go next, what direction you want your career to go in, where you want to live, if you want to commit, if you want to have a child. All of those things will be important to you in the latter half of the year. But the first half of the year will be a little bit slower, but as we go along, even by the fourth month or so, you're going to see things picking up dramatically. Have a great year, and let me hear from you. Let me know what's happening with you. And if this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great year. Reiki blessings.